Here we go.
He was the last one.
Okay, good evening. I'd like to go ahead and call this meeting of the Guthrie Public Schools Board of Education to order for Monday, December 11th, 2023. Would you please call the roll?
Slee.
Here.
Davis. Here. Smedley. Here. Gerard.
Here.
Schroeder.
Here.
Pearson. Here. Flagg.
Here.
Mr. President, we have a quorum.
Thank you. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. At this time, we'll observe a moment of silence. Thank you. Item 6 this evening is the presentation of employee and student recognition. Mr. Hancock?
Good evening, President Flagg, Board, Dr. Simpson. We had another great month, had quite a few nominations this month. I'll get to it real quick. Talking about our student of the month, this is a student at Cotterell Elementary, Mr. William Lowe. He was nominated by Ms. Ball. Mr. Lowe received a $50 gift card to Walmart and Foundation Insurance, as well as some candy right afterwards as well. Then our support employee of the month, that was Miss Whitney Lynn, out of Charter Oak. She was nominated by Kendra McNew. Had great words to say about her as well. And then, did I get these turned around? I did. I apologize. I got them turned around. Guess was the last one. Out of Charter Oak was Miss Lisa Good, and she was nominated by Miss Cindy Crawford. Again, a lot of words, especially talking about all the knowledge she has shared over her few years in teaching. So those would be our employees of the month.
I was going to mention, I had some communication from Mr. Whimsy today about expressing his appreciation for being able to participate in that, and he said that it kind of takes him back to when he was a Blue Jay and how people, when they gave positive things about him, what it meant to them, and he feels fortunate to be able to give back. So we appreciate his support.
Absolutely. Dr. Simpson, just so you know, each employee received a plaque as well as a $25 gift certificate from Sonic by the Lions Club.
Good deal. Thank you, Mr. Hancock. Item 7 on our agenda this evening is comments to the board by citizens registered to speak to the board.
We have none.
Comments to the board by board members. Item 8, the superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Flagg. First of all, there are 2 board seats up for election this year. Seat number 1, which is held by Mr. Schroeder, which did not draw an opponent. We look forward to 4 more years of working with you, Chris. And then seat number 7, currently held by Mr. Slee. He chose not to seek re-election. Got my own thoughts about that. But Ben Husky was the sole person to file for the seat, and that means an election is not necessary this year for this board. Mr. Husky has 4 children who attend or have graduated from GPS, and he and his wife have been very involved and looking forward to working with him as well. I will say that I believe that there will be an election, but it won't be Guthrie Public Schools. I'm reasonably sure that there will be an election for the career tech seat that is not actually in the Guthrie ward, but all participating schools, their residents vote in that election. And I was talking to Dr. Major from Meridian, and I said, I don't remember how long it's been since there's been an election. He said he goes back to like 1998, and there's just not been one. for that. But I believe it's the seat that is an award for Perkins Tryon School District, for the most part. And so that will be on there. And that may be the only item on that ballot. The next item, the Winter Band Concert was last Thursday night at Scottish Rite Temple. Vocal concert is tomorrow night, also at the temple. It begins at 7 p.m. We also have a basketball at home on Tuesday evening, and that's our final home event before the winter break. We do have some road events. We've got wrestling and basketball on the road. And just a little sidebar, the boys basketball team won the Community Christian Tournament this last weekend, and were pretty impressive with how they looked. I was able to catch 2 of their 3 ball games. Girls finished 3rd. Next item, Wednesday we will have a groundbreaking ceremony at Cotterell Elementary School. Weather permitting, it will take place on the playground west of the current building and is scheduled to begin at 1:30 p.m. Preliminary site preparation is scheduled to begin on Monday, December 18th. Josh Jaycox from Crossland Construction is here with us tonight. We've got an agenda item where we'll have some discussion about some things there. Then appreciate Josh being here tonight. One thing that we got done today, I appreciate Dee Benson and his efforts. Yeah, Dee's hiding over there from me. He does that occasionally. We've revamped our website, and we were able to flip the switch today on it. It still has essentially the same content, but it is, I think, more user-friendly, and it's easier to navigate through, and it just looks a little better. And we felt like it was time to revamp it a little bit anyway. It's been a while since we've done that, and appreciate all of Dee's work along with his staff to make that happen. Next item, the winter break will begin on Saturday, December 16th. School will resume on Wednesday, January 3rd. And then the last thing is happy birthday to Tina Smedley and Cody Thompson. That's my report. See, I know how to get people to applaud for my report.
Thank you, Dr. Simpson. Item 9 on our agenda this evening is the approval of the consent agenda.
Mr. President, I make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Salee.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Gerard.
Yes.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Flagg.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Item 10 on our agenda this evening is the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting held on November 13th, 2023.
Mr. President, I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the regular meeting held on November 13th, 2023.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the regular meeting held on November 13th, 2023. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Salee.
Abstain.
Davis.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Gerard.
Yes.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Flagg.
Yes.
6 ayes, 1 abstention.
Motion passes. Item 11 on our business agenda is discussion regarding communication expectation between the Board of Education, the Property Committee, and Construction Manager for Cotterell Elementary. Excuse me.
Josh, if you'll kind of come up here so that the microphone can get here. I wanted to, this was actually something that in a meeting that we had with Crossland, we discussed how we would proceed with communication back and forth. And I think so far we've had a tremendous amount of communication from them, and also very highly organized in their approach. But I wanted to all of us kind of talk and get on the same page about the expectations. One of the things that we talked about in committee is that having Crossland give a monthly update to the property committee. And then what you've got in front of you is a sample from another job that they've done. But then see what the board's appetite was for ongoing communication with the whole board on where we are with milestones with the construction and things along those lines. And we plan on, early on, meetings, I think every other week is the plan with Cody and myself and Ms. Cotton and the people from the school district with the job superintendent and the project manager. And those are normal. That's what we tend to do. But wanting to have a little bit more discussion about what the board's appetite is and what Crossland's appetite is for having the exchange to keep you guys informed as well. And so, Josh, your thoughts on that before?
So one thing that we do at Crossland County, we do at every job is we love coming to the school board and presenting where we're at. Whether it's the job update that I printed out from the previous job, or the drone video that we fly over. We'll do a drone video of the building, walking through the building, where we have a part of that's the job. Well, we love coming up here and talking every board meeting, either myself or my assistant Lane or superintendent. We'll have people here. That way, if there's ever any questions, concerns from the community, you guys are in the community, so if there's any questions, concerns, we're here to answer them. Our number one thing is transparency. So from the start, everything from the job going up to when we finish, full transparency, show everything. Nothing to hide. So normally we get up during these school meetings, we do a quick little snapshot of where we're at, where we're going. We'll do that real quick, if that's all right. So kind of like our system said, we're actually going to hit the ground running starting Monday, the 18th. So we'll start what we'll call the parking lot in the southwest corner of the whole site. We'll go in and start doing dirt and testing out. The number one goal is safety. So our goal is to get the entire site encapsulated and a good barrier between Colorado Elementary and our project site, so there's no interference between students and staff unless it's granted. So when students come back in January, first week of January, all those boundaries we say are in place. So kids can't walk into the job site with pizza. We have our areas are all set up, staging and all equipment delivered, and we're the begin. So, but with that, any questions as we progress into project starting in January?
Sounds nice to have a plan.
Josh and Lane have heard what some of the challenges that we faced before and why we wanted to start off on the right foot with this project. But I guess the question for the board members is what level of, because we kind of kicked around every other month possibly. Obviously early on, probably not necessary every other month, but once things get really moving, is that what you guys would like to see? Less or more, or what's your appetite for that? Keeping in mind the property committee will get an update every month.
I think reflecting back on the last building that we built at Charter Oak, there was a lot of delays, a lot of frustrations and things that occurred. So having Crosslands here is very nice because you can speak to, if there's challenges or if there's, even the scheduling timelines and things, you guys kind of where you're at with your schedule and the milestones and being able to speak to that and address any kind of concerns. I mean, we know things happen. There's in any kind of project plan. So, but being here and being transparent, being able to talk to the board about that would be nice. Certainly an improvement over the last big project we had. So, as a board member, I appreciate it greatly. So,
if you want to present or not, we'll have someone here every single one. So maybe sit in the back where we're here at the report, should anything come up. And that's the biggest thing. We want to make sure that we're here to support the school district in any way possible. I'm obviously building, but obviously we can get doing it quite before not. So.
But I think to Dr. Simpson's point, I don't know if early on and monthly is necessary, but it's.
I think monthly would be great because you would maybe not speak every time, but at least be here, and that way if there is an issue, you can address the issue at hand, or if we run into some, issues with progress or whatever, then that can be, talked about and what the remedy would be and so forth.
Okay. And, the other thing is if we find that that's too often and too repetitive, we can always pare it back. But what I've told the Crossland team is that when you have somebody that is as experienced as Cody is with construction, and that's something that obviously I've had a lot of experience in my career on as well. Sometimes we just think we're going to handle it, and then reflecting back on the Charter Oak experience, we probably should have done that more, because really the only time I've told these guys, the only time we really brought the general contractor in is when I was so mad at him that I didn't want to talk to him anymore and wanted you guys to have a crack at him. And I don't want to get there with this job. Right. And so I think, I think if you guys are, if it's workable to do it monthly, let's have your presence here. One thing I'll mention. Josh's assistant that I've had a lot of contact with, and he is really good about providing information and keeping us up to date. But they're invested in this project. His assistant is his wife teaches for us at Charter Oak. The assistant job superintendent, I believe, lives just down the street from the school. Yeah, I mean, it's, and
Love writing on this project.
I think that speaks volumes to their commitment, because I think they've got skin in the game. And when I've been on projects like that, it's completely different than some of the experiences that we've had. So, yeah.
Well, and I know that, this is all new to our district. This is the first time, I must say, the first time that we've ever built a school and had kids on property at school at the same time. So I think it's very important for us to, like you said, the transparency with the parents of the children that are there at that school every day, being reassured that, everything is going okay. And if they have concerns, they can come to us. So, yeah, I very much appreciate that.
And then Dr. Finley has my contact information as well. If you have any questions, call me, email me. Probably telephone calls.
Great. Josh, thanks for being here. Appreciate everything, and we'll see you Wednesday, if not sooner.
All right. Item 11B is the recommendation, consideration, and action upon appointment of Lou Barlow, John Hancock, and Dr. Michelle Chappell as designated representatives of the Board of Education to conduct employee negotiations for 2024-2025 school year.
This is an annual item that we bring to the board in order to make sure that there's no question as to who has the authority to negotiate on your behalf. You'll remember that last year with the departure of Mr. Ogle, I took that position because we were in an interim phase without somebody in the personnel position. Want Mr. Hancock to step into that along with Dr. Chappell, and especially given the transition and the fact that Mr. Hancock is new to this position, want to keep the institutional knowledge that comes with Lou Barlow as well. So recommend approval.
Mr. President, I make a motion that we approve the appointment of Lou Barlow, John Hancock, and Dr. Michelle Chappell as designated representatives of the Board of Education to conduct employee negotiations for the 24-25 school year.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the appointment of Lou Barlow, John Hancock, and Dr. Michelle Chappell as designated representatives of the Board of Education to conduct employee negotiations for 2024-2025 school year. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Travis.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Gerard.
Yes.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Kirsten.
Yes.
Flagg.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Item 11C is the recommendation, consideration, and action on District Policy F5, Transfers Exhibit A.
This is required by law, if you'll remember, to have a quarterly visit prior to the 1st of January, 1st of April, July, and October of each school year on the where we set our capacities for transfers. I refigured as of December 1st, the transfer capacities and where we are. That's on the website. I will mention one thing here, since we're talking about the transfers. You may have seen in the news that the OSSAA changed how they view transfers with regard to eligibility. That does not change what we do. That does not change what our transfer capacities are. It will likely require us to, and this is not in policy, but this is in practice, it will likely require us to accept or deny transfers for the following school year by July 15th. And remember, we have waited until 10 days into the school year so that we know everyone that is enrolled that is a resident of our district, and then use those capacities. But the at issue here is students have to be granted a transfer in order to claim that one-time exception for athletic eligibility by July 15th. So we will likely change what we do because we don't want to penalize our kids or students of our district with regard to eligibility when other school districts are doing something different and their students would be eligible. And so we will change that practice, and I'll meet with staff that are involved, key staff that are involved with that, to talk about the nuts and bolts of how we'll make that change. But that is not in policy. That has been in practice. And so that doesn't change anything with regard to this policy or the action of the board tonight. You guys have any questions of me on that, on the OSSAA changes? And yes, I voted for it as a board member.
I was going to say, we probably don't want to discuss that right now.
Well, that's not what's in litigation, so I can talk about that one. But I would recommend approval of this item.
Mr. President, I move we approve District Policy F5 Transfers Exhibit A.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve District Policy F5, Transfers Exhibit A. Any further discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Lee,
Yes.
Davis,
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Gerard.
Yes.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Clyde.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Item 12 is the proposed executive session for the purpose of discussing employment of personnel, FMLA request, resignation, separation from employment, and transfers of position request, all as set out on the personnel reports. Discussion of extra duty assignments as listed for 2023-2024. Discussion of employment of temporary contract teachers as listed on Schedule A for the second semester of 2023-2024 school year. Discussion of employment of probationary contract teachers as listed on Schedule B for the second semester of 2023-2024. Discussion of employment of career contract teachers as listed on Schedule C for the second semester of 2023-2024 school year. Confidential communications between the public body and its attorneys concerning a pending investigation, claim or action if the public body, with the advice of its attorney, determines that disclosure will seriously impair the ability of the public body to process the claim or conduct a pending investigation, litigation, or proceeding in the public interest, and periodic annual evaluation in terms of employment of Dr. Michael Simpson, Superintendent of Schools. Disclosure of which information would violate the confidentiality requirements of state and or federal law, all pursuant to 25 Oklahoma statutes, Section 307B1, 4, and 7. Is there a vote?
So moved.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to move into executive session. Roll call vote, please.
Celine.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Gerard.
Yes.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Flag.
Yes.
10 ayes, 0 nays.
Motion passes.
Hey, we were on a first name basis.
I think that one sets a record. For the length of-
Light, and I don't know who it was.
It's really, yeah.
Early morning.
And then you have to let it sit. I mean, it has to let it
Staring at me, I was like,
do its thing. Yeah, I made it a month ago.
you gotta come over and check it out.
Just let it sit and brew.
Okay, only items in agenda number 12 were discussed in executive session and no votes were taken. This shall constitute the executive session minutes. Item 13 is to vote on the action as set out on the personnel reports.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the personnel reports.
Second?
There's been a motion and a second to approve the personnel reports. Roll call vote, please.
Salee.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Gerard.
Yes.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Clyde.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Item 14 is action upon extra duty assignments for 2023-2024.
Mr. President, I make a motion that we approve the extra duty assignment for 2023-2024.
Second.
There's a motion and a second to approve the extra duty assignments for 2023-2024. Roll call vote, please.
Salee.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Gerard.
Yes.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Clyde.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Item 15 is action upon recommendation to employ as temporary teachers for the second semester of 2023-2024 school year the individuals listed on Schedule A of this agenda.
Mr. President, I make a motion we employ as temporary teachers for the second semester of the 2023-2024 school year the individuals listed on Schedule A of this agenda. Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the employment of temporary teachers for the second semester of the 2023-2024 school year. The individuals listed on Schedule A on the agenda. Roll call vote, please.
Salee.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Gerard.
Yes.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Pearson. Yes. Clyde.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Item 16 is action upon recommendation to employ as probationary contract teachers for the second semester of 2023-2024 school year the individuals listed on Schedule B of this agenda.
Mr. President, make a motion that we employ as probationary contract teachers for the second semester of 2023-2024 school year the individual listed on Schedule B of this agenda.
Second.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the employment as probationary contract teachers for the second semester of 23-2024 school year. The individuals is listed on Schedule B of the agenda. Roll call vote, please.
Salee.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Gerard.
Yes.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Clyde.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
Item 17, action upon recommendation to employ as career contract teachers for the second semester of 2023-2024 school year the individuals listed on Schedule C of this agenda.
Mr. President, I make a motion we employ as career contract teacher for the second semester of the 2023-2024 school year the individual listed on Schedule C of this agenda.
There's been a motion and a second to approve the employment as career contract teachers for the second semester of the 2023-24 school year the individuals listed on Schedule C of the agenda. Roll call vote, please.
Salee.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Gerard.
Yes.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Flagg.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
Motion passes. Item 18 is the recommendation, consideration, and action to accept any resignations offered since the posting of the agenda.
We have none?
Item 19 is discussion and possible action on the new business not known about or could not have been reasonably foreseen at the time of the agenda posting.
We have none?
Item 20, adjournment.
So moved.
Second?
There's a motion and a second for adjournment. Roll call vote, please.
Salee.
Yes.
Davis.
Yes.
Smedley.
Yes.
Gerard.
Yes.
Schroeder.
Yes.
Pearson.
Yes.
Flagg.
Yes.
7 ayes, 0 nays.
Motion passes.
Thank you.
Meeting adjourned.